Do I want to know?
So anyway, hello everyone, welcome to another session of the Moonstruck.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello there, everybody.
Are you suddenly playing Spiel again? Didn't know Team Coolit was in this campaign.
Well, you see, Tim Coolit is actually always there, always watching, always present.
Oh no.
I'm always watching, Wazowski.
But you see, you're obviously, kind of in a bad mood. You just, like, cool it a little bit.
Tell that to Toucannon.
Well, I mean,
Feel-
he is a flying type, so, if you cool him, he's going to be cooled forever. Dead cold.
Seal.
Yeah?
This isn't the job you are assigned.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm just trying to help these folks. Obviously they have some demons inside them that need a little bit of cooling over.
Told you
Seal,
about the demon inside of me.
Every time you leave the work area, they send me out to go drag you back from telling your puns. And then it just looks bad on all of us.
I mean, it's not my fault that you are giving me such a cold treatment.
Seal. Your team
Man,
needs
that's
you.
pretty chilly.
I mean, I know that you are bored because your chilling adventure is over.
Seal. How long have we known each other now? It's been like a couple hundred years now?
Oh, only like 10 cycles.
10 cycles. Okay, I've known you for 10 cycles, okay? How many times have I had to drag you back to the job you're supposed to do?
Well, now you're gonna tell me that you don't actually like it.
Seal, I have a job to just sit in the city and prevent ghosts from going places, okay? I have the easiest job in the world.
Well, that means you're actually kinda bored.
That's not the point right now.
Hey man, you just need to cool it.
Get back to fucking work, Seal.
Anyway, we actually going to start the session, man. So, Aries and Strikey. Hello.
Indeed.
Yas.
So, would you guys tell us about what happened last time?
We were about to have a really relaxing session, each of us. Garchomp was gonna go, relax on the beach and participate in the activities at the resort and just vibe and be happy. And I was gonna go with the with the female Aggron that is the mate to my host, and we were going to go to the Sun Temple. We were going to figure out a way to stop Salazzle, and I was gonna have my own little micro adventure that wasn't too serious, but still a lot of fun. My way of relaxing, because sitting around sounds super boring. And it was all going good. I teleported with Cosmom to Capham Town, and we were about to go on our adventure when Toucannon decided that he was going to go to therapy. And instead of dealing with his demons on his own, he's like, I want everyone here because I can't let them be happy. And activated the recall trap, and we all got forced into Snoozeville. And then we each had our own individual sessions on what happened.
Alright, what happened?
Aries, you went first. Why don't you go ahead and talk about yours?
Well, I got dragged into a vision, not even an actual dream. I was just sleeping and viewing this vision, apparently, which Hypno decided to give me for some reason, telling me, oh yeah, hey, this is your future, deal with it, take care of it somehow, I believe in you, yada yada. But Garchomp was too angry to listen because, yeah, just like Talt said, we were forced into this. He hates being forced into things that he doesn't want to do in the first place, let alone having literally nothing, like no way to prevent it. So he spent his entire time in this vision tearing up a house, running through the woods, trying not to hurt his like even the fake version of his best friend, because despite everything he still loves her. And yeah, on in order to get out from under her when she pinned him, he did accidentally break her leg. But anyway, after that, yeah, he bolted around the forest, rampaged, cut down a bunch of trees. Well, he was trying to be as gentle as a Garchomp can be. Anyway, rampaging around the forest, cutting down trees, getting tired, digging a hole in the ground, sitting there for a few hours, popping back out. No. If he was a monster, he could have done so much more, but he didn't want to hurt her. Anyway. So, after several hours of trying to get to Treasure City, which apparently didn't exist because Hypno's not strong enough to conjure that much of a vision, he finally gave up, climbed a tree, looked at where people were at, looked at the towns, like tried to see what he could see from up there, and then just returned to town. Tried to go to the dojo to burn off some steam. Dojo wasn't there anymore. It didn't exist. It was now a storage area. Then he decided, okay, well, if I can't have that, I'm gonna go get piss-faced drunk. So he went to the Meowstick's bar. Meowstick wasn't there. It was some Drapion for some reason. So he honestly was too angry to deal with that as well, and just did exactly that. Got piss-faced drunk, almost got sniped by a Rapidash, and a Alolan Rapidash. But thankfully he has epic dodge skills, so it was just as easy as jumping back. Oh, Galarian Rapidash, okay. Anyway, so yes, Galarian Rapidash tried to shoot him because she didn't understand him and why he's angry. Mighty Yena, or Lupus at the time, pretty much told her to not attack him, and he managed to get the last drink he needed to, get blackout drunk right before they could stop him. When he woke up, he was at Audino's, had a little bit of a, going nowhere chat with her, left, went back to the house because he was running out of things that he could think of to do to get out of here, and decided to go where he heard the chiming earlier, and sure enough, Hypno was there. After another long conversation with him that went nowhere, and also he had to spit a lot of fire at Hypno for doing what he did, he was finally released. It's fine, it's not the real Audino. It's just a vision. You can't be mean to a vision.
You can.
No.
Who says that you're not just a vision of Arceus?
I do.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
Not that I can think of. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess I should add the details of what Hypno was trying to tell him. So, the long and the short of it was Hypno was trying to tell him this is going to be your future if you don't stop it. The Eevee of the guild here ends up dying, but also, accidentally starting an intercontinental war, because Glaceon is that much of a salty bitch that she's going to introduce war to the continents over an object. And yeah, apparently that war has been raging on over 10 years at that point, by the time he had that vision. And now, for some reason, Jolly took over the guild. And now it's apparently the entire continent is all one guild. Instead of being, individual guilds spread out, it's all one guild.
Yep.
A weird Tanuki Leaf guild.
Tanuki! It's my favorite ability in Mario 3.
Oh, bye, pimp.
Aw.
Anyway, and now on to Striker.
Alright, Strikey. What about you?
So mine was a little strange. I was there along in my human form alongside me. That wasn't me. In Aggron form. Somewhere along the lines, I got separate in this mental scape. I got separated from my Aggron, but me and him were like sharing and melding memories as we were going. Like, he would say something. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that from you. Wow, that's weird. Or I would say something, and he would say the same. And we were exploring the Sun Temple, or at least a Sun Temple from his memories, because it wasn't exact. Because when he pointed out the human things to hoping that I could go and give him some insight, I went and looked at it and I'm like, well, this is all gibberish. It doesn't actually say anything. So I'm going to assume that because you don't know what it says, it's not written here. It's just squiggly lines. And he's like, that makes sense.
Yeah, like,
And,
was this the first time you spoke to Aggron, actually?
yup,
So what do you think about the boy?
I like him. I think we would have gotten along very well if I wasn't forced to be inside of him and he wasn't forced to be my host.
Weirdly enough, he's kind of okay with it, as long as, you are gonna return him eventually.
Well, he knows how deeply I want to return him.
Yeah, he wants to return you.
Well, I mean, and I would be willing just to no longer exist if he could go back, so...
Well, he's not okay with that.
Well... Hopefully we get a choice in the matter at the end.
Yeah. Because that's the important thing about Mystery Dungeon. It's not just about your opinion and your feelings, there's another person inside you who's like, oh, I have opinion about this too.
And, we were just contemplating things, trying to discuss, what options we might have going forward, what things we know and what I need to do when we get out of this. And I'm like, I'm curious. And I decided to check his inventory, because I didn't have any of my Pokeballs, because I just wanted to see if I could have a conversation with my Aggron from my world, but that doesn't happen. It wasn't happening. But Aggron happened to have a Pokeball in his pack for a Pokemon I do have. And I decided to try and summon Necrozma. Casual things you do on a Sunday. And after some effort, the boy showed up and was like, "You summoned me." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dreaming. Hi, this is our dream. We have some questions." Which he seemed friendly and more than amiable in answering my questions about what he's learned, what he wants, what exactly is his plan. And the biggest thing is he doesn't know, because he's never had an opportunity to have a want, have a desire, and he's just looking and he doesn't know what he's looking for. And I proposed, are you looking for somewhere to call your own? And he kind of thought, and he's like, I vibe with that. That might work. Like, well, we could probably talk to, I think it was Palkia, about getting you a space. Like, oh yeah, he's following me. I'm gonna have to leave here soon, because I don't think it'll end well when he catches me. Oh, well, we can distract him with that if you want. Oh, he also told us that there's more than one way to figure this all out, and we don't have to go with what is described, because this is not the first time it's happened. It's happened multiple times, and every time they don't want to lose the moon, they sacrifice a Pokemon. The Sun and Moon, they sacrifice a Pokemon, namely Cosmoems, for the Lunala and Solgaleo, in order to keep their moons and sun going as far as they're aware. And Necrozma's like, well, that's just holding it off. That's not actually solving the problem. So if you really want to solve the problem, you need to just let the moon go, and everything will continue. These two Pokemon will still be the Sun and Moon, and everything will continue as it should be, because there's other gods who are aspects. And I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I can get that. So we just need to not do what everyone wants us to do, and try to just, prove to them that this will work out.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm probably not going to tell anybody. I don't have to.
Yeah.
and try to find whatever spaces I can to talk with my friends where Mew can't walk. Because we find out as a little bit later as Palkia shows up looking for Necrozma. I'm like, oh hey, can I talk with you? And we have a conversation. And he's all like, meathead, like, I am powerful, you are weak. I'm like, yeah, there's probably a good chance of that. But you're looking for this thing, and I know a little bit about it. And I suggested that he make a space for Necrozma instead of just killing it, because obviously every time they keep throwing this being out, and it keeps returning in one form or another. And that's just that if you just make a place for it, it won't keep returning, and you'll always know where to find it. And it'll have a place to have its own that it won't corrupt everything it touches. Right? And we came with that idea. We're like, hey, if this works out, do you think you could help me so that Mew doesn't maliciously send me to a hapless void because I'm dead? And he's like, if this works out, I will definitely assist you. And I'm like, okay, sweet. And he was also like, if this doesn't work out, you will regret everything. I'm like, probably. There's a good chance that I would regret everything, but I am like straight on certain that this is going to work. People just need to have a little bit of faith here. Oh, also, we asked about Aggron's parents and them going to the edge of the world, and apparently Palkia killed him. That was kind of a gut punch.
Can you imagine if like you were talking to Dialga or literally any other god that would not be Palkia, who is like incredibly just honest and just says everything how he fucking feels it?
His blunt honesty makes me like him more than anyone else so far.
Yeah. Because
Like,
everyone else is like hidden behind several layers of masks.
Yeah, obfuscation and misleading, and I don't want to tell you what I'm really thinking because I don't want you to use that against me. And I'm like, I just want to be able to help people. And Palkia's like, I am powerful. I don't need to hide anything from you. I'm like, see, he gets it.
Yeah, he literally just said, oh yeah, his parents are dead. I killed them, lol.
And we're like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. And it almost seemed like he kind of felt bad about it. Like, well, yeah, I did it. I also don't know, didn't really want to, but it was kind of orders from dad. And that's the last time he talked to us. And it's like, when your dad's, the last thing he says to you, you kind of want to take it to heart.
The last thing he told him is go kill people.
Oh, that's gotta be rough. But lots of talking, lots of back and forth, and lots of ideas and plans for moving forward. And then he's like, I like you. I'm going to give you a boon. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Okay. I guess this can't be terrible. You can never sleep. Wait, what? Fuck. No. And then then he left.
Also, let's not forget to mention the fact that, like, everyone you have ever asked about meeting Arceus is like, no, you cannot do it. And Palkia is like, yeah, fuck it. I will let you do it.
Yeah. He's like, you won't get anything any more out of it than we have, but sure. I mean, maybe if he reacts, maybe I might get a kick out of that.
Just like, what the fuck even is Palkia?
He's a bro.
Like, Aries, you had some interactions with Palkia in different campaign. What do you think about this dude in Mystery Dungeon? Aries?
I was muted. He seems like if he were in the real world, he would be a meme lord.
Well,
I don't know about a meme lord.
The way other people say is that he would probably be like going to a gym, he would be working out, he would be like a PE teacher, but like a good one.
Yeah. He'd be a gym bro. He sees someone struggling in the gym, instead of going up there and mocking them, like, hey, maybe you should be starting with something else, it'll help you out, get you built.
Yeah, he would be the one that would like give them like free like protein drinks and shit, He would explain to them how to do shit, He would be there cheering them on.
And celebrating, even if their accomplishments are small, he'd be celebrating them as if it was a big accomplishment from someone else.
He would beat them up if they would just give up. He would be like, you can never give up, goddammit.
Yeah. Like I said, I would like him in real life.
You
Hell,
owe
I
it,
like him as he is.
you owe it to yourself, not to anyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm
you
gonna have to
woke up.
write him a wonder mail here. I don't want him to take away the boon because I could see it being useful as well. But maybe if he could just let me keep talking to Aggron, that'd be nice.
Yeah, to let you choose to use it. That would be perfect.
He basically gave you the equivalent of a passive insomniscope,
Yep.
which is a very rare item that is incredibly powerful, and he just gave it to you as an ability.
That'd be dope.
Except you cannot turn it off.
That's less dope.
That is less dope, yeah.
Like I said, I'll probably write a wonder mail to him and say, "Hey, I love your gift, but could you give me the option to turn it off?"
And then he's probably gonna be like, oh, sorry, I forgot. I forgot you're not a god.
Yet.
I mean, he did seem chill enough that he would probably be willing to do that.
But I'll worry about that in a moment. We'll deal with our current drama. And then we woke up, and Hypno was like, "Wait, I was just about to come to you. I was just leaving Toucannon to come and talk with you." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I talked with Palkia, and he was a bro, and he gave me a gift, and now I can't sleep. You want some? Can I get some tea?"
Come over, I will give you some tea.
But I'm Aggron. I'm immune to poison, and now I'm apparently immune to sleep.
One day he's gonna be immune to everything. The god among Pokemon.
I'm almost immune to damage as it is.
But yeah. Is there anything else that you guys wish to mention, or shall we begin?
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I kind of glazed over that was probably semi-important, but also it's like in the grand scheme of things, we're probably going to go over these things again at some point.
Yes. I'm removing Toucannon because he's not here. Lucky sod. You did take away.
That's an understatement.
You did take away Toucannon's Wonder Mail.
Wonder Mail. Yep.
That's a very
Stuff that
important
right in
thing
my
to
pocket.
say.
Oh yeah. Stuff that right in my pocket before I started talking to Hypno.
But yeah. So shall we begin?
Yes.
Alright. Alright. So yeah. Both of you awaken. First Aggron, then Garchomp.
Just imagine after Garchomp wakes up, I'm just sitting there at the table drinking tea.
Yep. Yeah, let's just say that you are like at a table. Hypno. Drinking tea, waiting on others.
Looking over. How you doing, bud?
He just shakes his head.
And
Oh, hey, guess... Oh, go ahead.
Hypno is just going to nod to himself and say, I assume Garchomp is not very happy about my existence.
Something... What happened, buddy?
He just shakes his head again.
He's also going to shake his head and say, the doctor cannot tell.
Well, I wasn't asking you, I was asking him.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. So?
It just shakes his head again.
Oh, for fuck's sake, my man, come on.
My
We're,
man.
we're friends, we're partners, we're amigos.
Exactly why I don't want to talk right now. Because you,
Well-
I still actually have respect for. I don't want to say things to you that I don't mean.
I've got a thick outer layer. You can have at me.
He just shakes his head again.
Oh, I can't sleep anymore. Cheers.
that would get a raised eyebrow out of him.
Palkia.
You humans and your meetings with gods.
Hey, look, I was just in my dream. A friend stopped by. We said hi. He says, "Oh yeah, Palkia's right behind me. I got a jet," and he disappeared. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then Palkia showed up, and I had a conversation with him. He's a pretty chill dude.
Of course.
And then he decided to give me a boon. Said boon is I can't sleep anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to ask him if he could like not and maybe just make it so that I can turn it on and off. But I'll worry about that later.
He just nods. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't blame you.
Oh, also, I might have an idea on how we can resolve all this in a good way without sacrificing anything.
He raises an eyebrow. What do you mean?
I'm gonna look over at Hypno. Hey, is there any way to make this so that nobody could be like peeking in on us?
He thinks for a moment and just says, I'm fairly certain the one that you're speaking of cannot see you.
Oh, sweet. You know, at the end of all this, we're supposed to be sacrificing the Cosmoems in their evolved forms, right?
Harris, you are muted again.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
What?
So I said, you know, at the end of all this, we're supposed to sacrifice the Cosmoems in their evolved forms to save everyone, right?
Yeah, I kind of caught on to that.
Well, I got some information that this is not the first time it's happened.
We've already been told that as well. We've been told it happens every 10,000-ish cycles.
And the idea is that they're sacrificing themselves so that they don't lose the sun and moon. Which, well, something that's always been bothering me is we have godly Pokemon that are representations of those things, and they're not being sacrificed every however many cycles, or some even straight up die and just come back.
Yeah, I caught on to that as well.
Well, that means that these things are proto gods that that are going to go in those positions. Why would they need to die in order before they can even take those positions up?
He just shrugs. Gods and their destinies are always weird.
Well, my thoughts along this, and some ideas I got from a friend. What if we just don't stop the ritual, or what if what if we just don't sacrifice them?
He actually kind of nods. He actually kind of nods at that and says, I don't think this is the right place to talk about that, though.
Yeah, well, I don't want a certain little Mew to be watching us, so if they're not able to, I'd rather discuss that now instead of them coming and saying, "Oh, nope, you're breaking your deal and you're not doing what you need to." We don't need him in up. We don't need her up in our business. So
He just kind of shrugs a little bit, looking at Hypno.
Yeah, Hypno is looking horrified at what you just said, Aggron.
I said, look, so all we really need to do is go about our business as we would, and when it comes time for the pivotal moment, as it were, we choose another path.
But this is a Arceus made prophecy.
Was it?
Yes,
And who says it was?
it was before us.
I raised an eyebrow. A prophecy from so many hundreds of thousands of years. Who says it's being remembered correctly?
I mean, well, what have the Muse said?
the Muse who have also died, and it caused a huge ramification for all Pokemon.
He actually starts thinking about this and says, what about other gods?
Who have died multiple times and have had themselves reset as well.
Thinks some more, and then he says, and who told you of this alternative possibility?
Another god.
Which one?
His name is Necrozma.
Never heard of such a...
He's distant.
Are you truly
Not
sure?
well liked.
Are you truly sure that you are not being played?
I'm like, I kind of wiggle my hand, like 90% sure I'm not being played.
He thinks some more. I sadly do not have the knowledge necessary to help you, but I know where there is the knowledge necessary, possibly. But you would have to
Then-
travel far.
Well, I mean, it's better than having no options.
Hippo is actually going to get up, and he's gonna go to one of the shelves and he's going to find what you can recognize as a wonder map. And he's going to put the wonder map on the table in front of you, and he's going to point at one of the continents, specifically in the northern part.
Garchomp, you familiar with this area at all?
He nods.
So,
I'm familiar with a lot of areas.
so he's pointing at the northern part of the continent of air.
Huh.
Yes.
That's certainly a long ways.
It is quite far away, but there is an ancient place here, known as the Red Library. And it has knowledge in it that not even we understand. The single most ancient place of knowledge in our world. If there is an answer that you are seeking, if it's not there, it's not it.
Oh, one last. Actually, not one last. There's a couple of things. The Sun Temple. It's it is the ruins of an old human facility.
Wait. But why? Why not just build a temple into a temple?
Well, maybe they saw it as a temple because they didn't understand it. The people who originally set it up. You come across something strange and possibly from the gods, you'll set it up as a place of worship.
Hippo is just going to look at Garchomp.
He just shrugs. Human things.
I mean, look, that was probably set up in worship as a place of worship before Pokemon had understanding that humans were a thing.
Hey. I guess the other temple could also provide some information. I assume there would be anything in there. Maybe some information about when this ritual actually started.
Perhaps. But I figured, if we do the same thing we've always done, it'll just be another problem that'll show up in however many years. But if we can figure out a permanent solution, then we don't have to do another ritual in 10,000 years or 1,000 years or however long it needs to happen again.
Going to nod and they say, "You have been fated by the prophecy. I have no right to question you what kind of you are taking to. Even that is part of the prophecy, most."
Just kind of part my hands and shrug and says, "I'm just trying to do the best with what I got."
Like I said,
Yeah.
who wish to seek out true knowledge, it is right here. It is far away. The journey there is not going to be easy. But if it's there, it's there. If it's not there, it's nowhere.
feel like there's an old saying about any journey worth doing is not easy.
He eyes Garchomp again.
And Garchomp just shrugs again.
You do
Also-
realize you're gonna have to tell me about what happened with you at some point, right?
That's some.
As long as you recognize that.
As a Pokemon of healing, I am not allowed to speak about the experiences of our patients. But I do have to say that the young goddess, her journey through my help was very difficult. So please treat her with care when she wakes up.
I always try to.
All of
At
this
least
is all of this has been a massive pressure on.
that doesn't surprise me.
I could only do so much.
Well, we will just give her the love and support that she needs.
I attempted to help Toucannon and his friends to varying levels of success. I feel like Toucannon should show up more often. Maybe I will be able to make more progress over time.
Well, he's definitely welcome to stay here.
Oh, that is up to him.
Yeah, I love the dude, but he's kind of, I kind of scratched the back of my head. Kind of not in a pleasant position with the two of us.
Yes, I could figure.
That's the understatement of the century.
Like me? I mean, I was willing to do the therapy thing, but I wanted to do it on my own terms.
To be honest, I was unable to do that. Like I said before, some kind of higher power blocked me out.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is now, and we'll just wait for him to wake up. And, well, I'll take him with me. I'd rather not have him be someone else's problem when he wakes up. I'll go pick up the Toucannon paper.
Also, clovets of paper and haxors.
Yep, I'll take them all, and I'll just, fold them nicely into my lab coat.
I have also spoken to the other god that was here. I had no idea that he was here, actually.
Wait, which one?
He points at the bracelet on your arm.
Oh. I didn't realize Hoopa went on his own adventure.
As you say that, Hoopa just kind of like pokes out of the bracelet. Just kind of looks around.
Hey, buddy.
Hey there.
Did you have a lot of deep-seated issues you needed to work out?
Hoopa's just going to look at Hypno, glare at him, and then look at you and say something like that.
Well, I figure you will tell me when you're ready to tell me.
Hoopa is going to shrug and say, yeah. So first we need to save the world. There's no fun if the world is destroyed.
What are your thoughts on my plan?
Honestly, I think it's crazy, so let's go.
Nope.
I do feel like we should probably do the thing Hypno says. So, honestly, I cannot imagine what kind of knowledge we could get there that we don't already know. We already know more than gods anyway.
I think we should probably hop over to Hapham Town and help out the Aggron's wife and the whole Salazzle thing.
You know what? Yeah. Okay to help.
Thank you.
As in actually help, not just watch.
Well, I will let you decide when that's best to happen. To when your assistance is best needed.
Yeah. Koopa is just going to nod and again throw a look at Hypno. And then just morph back into a bracelet. You're just going to drink some tea. Going to look at you, Garchomp says, would you like some tea?
He actually growls.
Oh, stop you. Yes, you're all big and scary.
To you, he just waves a wing dismissively.
Well, I had a pleasant time, Hypno, although I would have liked to have been asked beforehand, but I will deal with Toucannon at that time when he's conscious.
Hypno is going to nod and say, I would like to apologize. It was mostly an overreaction on my part when I saw that there was violence happening.
Yeah, well, it is what it is now. We should probably make the best of our situation than continue to hold hard feelings towards people who show remorse. Side-eyeing Garchomp.
He just grunts and then looks towards Fracture, waiting for her to wake up.
She is not waking up.
That's where the waiting part comes in.
Neither is Cosmo, but
Well, he is planning on spending the night here if necessary, waiting for them.
yeah, once they don't wake up for like an hour, Hypno is just going to sigh. He's going to go to one of the shelves and he's going to open a jar. And from the jar, he's going to get items.
They're berries, aren't they?
Yeah. Going to give these to Aggron.
I will toss one to Garchomp. Says, why don't you go ahead and get Fracture awake, and we should hold on to Cosmo and let her rest as long as she needs.
He just looks at the berry.
Oh,
Then he looks at Oh, there we go. Then he just looks at Hypno and it just says, "How is she reacting?"
The young Fracture.
He just barely nods.
Well, I obviously cannot tell you details, but she had a journey. A lot to think about.
Is that journey over? Does she want out?
That I do not know. I attempted to wake her up. Sometimes it doesn't work very well, especially when the targeted Pokemon is actually tired before I even, do my thing. Like it happened with Cosmo.
You're saying they just need their rest?
Possibly. Though this is a forest arrest. I'm not sure if that is very healthy for.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't let them sleep too terribly long.
At that, Garchomp's just going to walk over, pick up Fracture, and just walk out.
I'm gonna pick up Cosmo and says, I want to let them sleep a little bit longer, but about how long should I let them sleep before it becomes worrisome?
If they do not wake up in a couple hours, probably be worried.
All right. I know he's not happy. I mean, it's not exactly a great situation, but thanks for trying everything you've done so far.
Just going to nod and say, if any of you feel like you need to come again, several sessions of this are better than one.
Well, I think that's going to be a touch difficult with me.
Yes.
Garchomp just doesn't say anything and walks out.
Oh,
Don't mind the grumpy puss. He's just probably coming to terms with some hard feelings.
no, he has a good reason to be angry.
Yeah.
Things were revealed to him that are difficult to parse, even for me who has seen it even before.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he should be taking it out on someone who's just kind of a byproduct of our friend's idiocy.
Hypno is actually going to shake his head and just say, I do not wish for the Toucannon, the young Marku, to take all the blame. I am to blame too.
Yeah, I think it's a situation that's shitty all around.
You humans and your strange mouth.
Yeah. I might as well get my swearing out while I can while she's asleep.
Yeah, just going to nod and return to his team. You're always welcome to come back.
I might just come back for the tea and for the company.
Wonderful.
Yeah, maybe next time. And I'll go catch up with Garchomp.
So jump.
Yes.
You're finally outside. Looking at the sky, you can tell that you were out for about 2 hours.
Well, the only thing on his mind right now is just getting some much needed time to cool off, so he is headed right back for the beach.
Alright. Alright, Gron.
Mm-hmm.
Groin. A groin?
I'm going to take out the Wonder Mail. I'm going to sigh, says, okay, I need to let her know that I got teleported, felt forced to sleep, and now I'm awake. And I'm going to be writing to the Lady Aggron.
Alright. What are you writing?
Let me get it down here. Doo-doo-doo. So I realized I forgot to ask how long we were asleep. I'm gonna read this so that for some people, sometimes like me, who just listen. Hey, it's from Aggron to Aggron. Hey, my friend used the recall orb trap, and we got put to sleep. I'm awake now. How long was I out? Or how long was I away? from Aggron. I am glad you're all right. Waited for a good while, then I went to the town here and was about to contact you through the guild. You were gone for about 2 hours. Like, okay. I would rather not, but I'm gonna before I reply to her again, I'm gonna catch up to Garchomp.
Jump.
Thump 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 thump.
Jump. You have a big boy
Hey.
behind you.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
So we were out for about 2 hours.
Yeah, I kind of got that from the sun already.
I would like to go back to Tapham Town to deal with the whole Salazzle Sun Temple nonsense.
Hmm.
I'm probably going to have to wake up our girl here. Would you
Are
like
you
to join us for going back when we go back?
She just kind of looks at you like, are you serious?
I just hold up my claw. My claw that's not holding her says, "I'm not gonna wake her up immediately, but I don't want to wait too long either. I
That's
know we've been on a whirlwind, but some things are important."
the important things never end. Resting
You're
is just as important.
yeah,
Especially after everything that's just happened. I need an emotional break.
okay, that's fair.
Because otherwise, whenever the bird comes back to reality, I might just tear his throat out.
That's fair. Just a reminder, we don't all relax the same. This place is not exactly relaxing for me.
Just promise to keep her safe and don't get yourself into trouble.
I just look at you flatly and says, "I'm not Toucannon."
I know, but this world, things happen. Just promise me.
I will not go out of my way to cause any problems or to get in anybody's way or to disrupt anything.
That's not what I'm getting at. I don't worry about you causing the issues. It's more Pokemon causing issues with you.
Look, I can ignore people
Just-
or Pokemon if I have to.
Just be careful and don't trust anyone that doesn't deserve it.
I mean, I usually don't.
He just nods and just gives you like a restrained pat on the shoulder. You can tell like he's still seething, but he's barely managing to hold it back because Toucannon is not present, thankfully.
We'll get through this, my friend.
He just nods and
Say, it can't all be bad.
he nods again. I know. And that was supposed to be the point of just resting here. To have little good amongst the many, many bad days.
Want me to just send her back after I get there?
I mean, I'd rather you not be alone.
I mean, I won't be. I'll be with Aggron's family.
He thinks for a moment. Right, and you have a god on your arm.
I will get her to the Sun Temple, try to have a conversation with her, make sure she's all right, and I will ask her to come back here. I will send you a wonder mail first to ask where you're at, and I'll have her teleport to where you're at.
He'll just nod at that. Good enough for now.
You know, doing the whole communicating with each other thing.
He nods again. Good to know some people understand that concept.
Yeah. We'll get there. Everything will work out at some point.
I hope so.
Hey, Garchomp?
He just like looks at you out of the corner of his eye.
I'm gonna lean forward and give him a hug.
He kind of stiffens at first, not sure what to do, but he eventually relaxes a little bit, just enough to give you a pat on the back.
I'm your friend, and I'm here for you.
The thing.
And I take a step back, with a hand on your shoulder, says, "All right, go find yourself a nice place to relax and not want to kill someone."
Yo,
He just
Aggron.
nods again.
Aggron.
Yeah.
When you touch Garchomp's shoulder, there's a little bit of snow there.
I kind of grab it with my claws and says, "You've got snow on you."
He kind of just looks at it, just groans, rolls his eyes, and just brushes it off before walking off towards the beach again.
Kind of look at it and look back at him and says, "Seriously, be careful."
Same to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and kind of just in a not in the way spot, and I'm gonna take probably like 20-30 minutes just kind of holding Cosmoem and rubbing the top of her head.
Said like 20 minutes, right?
Yep.
Well, eventually she would open her eyes on her own.
Hey there, kiddo.
She looks at you. She looks around.
How you doing?
She looks at you, and she just kinda quizzically nods. Unsure of the answer herself.
We all went through a lot in there. Sorry you were forced into that.
She's going to nod again.
Well, you want to go on? You want to go back to Miss Aggron and company and find the Sun Temple?
She's looking around, as if looking for something.
Garchomp's here, and he went to go relax because his was not so pleasant. He's very angry.
She looks down and nods.
And I ruffle her head, says, "And it's not your fault."
She looks like she wants to say something, but then she just looks down.
I bring her up to my head and just kind of nod, say, "So you can tell me."
In your head, you will hear, or more like she's going to project her words to you.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not. It's entirely possible that some other crisis would have pulled us here.
She is going to shake her entire body. Going to project something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might not have been her, but she directed us. Well, then I'm even less upset.
She was confused.
I'm less upset because I got to meet such an amazing little Pokemon such as you.
You know she cannot properly concentrate right now in order to project her words, because she looks really confused about everything you just said. Like does not compute levels.
Yep. I just hold her really close up to my nuzzle and I says, "If you're the one that brought us here, it's all right, because I care about you, and I think you're wonderful."
Uh, she's just gonna look down, look up. Just she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to even react to you anymore.
You ready to take a trip back to Capum Town?
She is going to nod, and she's going to project.
Well, good. And if you're worried about that being a problem, well, let's just focus on keeping in control and training, all right?
She is going to look down, then look at you. And again, it's like she wants to say something, but she just shakes her. She shakes her body, not ready to answer, but to maybe answer herself.
And if it makes you feel any better, I might have found another solution to our end of the road problem.
She looks at you.
I don't think anyone needs to be sacrificed. Exactly. And don't you think that's a stupid way to do something instead of having to fix it over and over? Don't you think it might be a better solution to just fix it and have it be fixed? Now, that's because no one else has tried any other way. Unless those guiding them wouldn't give them a choice. I raise an eyebrow. You've met the Muse. One listens to his sister, the other one listens to a father that doesn't talk.
That makes her think. You're definitely speaking her language right now.
Let me ask, do you trust me?
Oh, she nods.
I think that I have an idea. I've talked to some things that maybe not everyone would be so pleased that I talked to, but if we don't extend trust, then all we have are resentment and bitter feelings. I told him. I hold up the Toucannon piece of paper.
She's just going to nod to herself.
But
She's going to look at you and say,
are you able to read my thoughts? Okay. I don't want to talk about the plan out loud quite yet, but when you can read my thoughts, let me know and I'll let you see them. Yes, yes, you do. Honestly, if you do that, it'll help my plan so much more.
She's going to nod.
All right, now let's go stop a crazed, lovesick lizard lady. Oh, I guess before that, I got to meet my Aggron.
She tilts her entire body.
Well, you know I'm a human, right?
She nods.
And I'm inside of an Aggron body that's not mine. I point to myself. This body is not my original body. I'm just borrowing it, but I gotta meet the original Aggron.
Yep, she's just going to nod and project. That explains it.
And he's a pretty cool guy. I think that if I was interested in having kids of my own, other than, well, you're my kid, but you know what I mean. Mating. I might, if I was like him, I might like that.
Daddy Aggron, what's mating?
Oh, I briefly explained mating into that a child could understand that it's how kids are made.
Yeah, I know, I just found that silly.
That makes a lot of sense. He was in charge of protecting your brother's temple,
Yep, she's just going to nod.
but he's a good guy. Well, that's good. Oh, also, I got to meet Palkia.
Just confused.
The god of space.
Still looks confused.
One of Giratina's brothers.
Now she's going to nod. She's going to project.
Well, I got to. And he's a pretty good, he's actually a pretty nice guy. Really honest, which I kind of appreciate. And he's going to help me out with my plan a little bit. Sort of, kind of, after a fashion. He's going to help me with one thing that'll help with the big picture.
She's going to look down and project this to you.
Yes, yes, it does. That's why I didn't really like when Garchomp described what I said when you asked about it.
He didn't lie though.
It wasn't the truth either.
It was a redirection. That's all it was.
It was too far away from the truth for Aggron's liking.
I mean, not technically.
Yep. The truth can also hurt, but it hurts a lot less than a lie. It may not feel like it a lot of times, but it really does hurt less.
She's just going to nod to that. This is one of those things that you guys, through your actions, have taught her.
But suffice to say, I made friends with him, and he decided to give me a gift. I look very... It is definitely one of those things that if I got a gift and you look at their face like that, it doesn't look like a pleasant gift.
He looks quizzically.
I can't sleep anymore.
Even a child knows. That means he has less IQ than a child.
Oh, you want what? Should we ask him if he could fix it?
Yeah, she's just going to kind of nod.
Okay. I'm going to take out the Wonder Mail.
But yeah, Cosmom can communicate now. And most importantly, she remembers. What the fuck has Hypno done to her? What's Garchomp gonna do when he learns of this? His little girl can now talk. Well, she cannot talk, but she can talk. Sorta.
Yes.
Also, Aris, you now know what's actually going on with Cosmok in the other campaign.
Yep.
So, Aggro the Palkia, hey, I think your gift is amazing, but sleep's important for mortal Pokemon. Is there any chance that you can make it so I can turn the gift off and back on? Like, you got to appeal to his ego first.
If I wonder if while I'm doing all caps, that's actually how he speaks in the games.
Yeah, that's probably yeah. That's how I felt like he was talking with me.
Which brother?
That's a good question, isn't it? I mean, he's kind of known for punching both, you know?
Yup. And getting punched.
Yes. And also somehow getting defeated by an Eevee.
Well, yeah. That Eevee's a special case, though. Ha ha! Really leaning on his ego.
Hey, I know how to appease a friend.
Expect us. And by us, he actually means us, and he shows up punching on the brother still, just right in front of you. As he's punching on him, here, I will fix your boon. Still punching his brother, touches your chest with his free paw, and then just teleports out without ever stopping punching his brother.
No, you see, he actually is somewhat reasonable. He needs to finish one task, and then he's gonna go to the next one. He's not a man of multitasking.
Clearly.
He is not a man to have a multi-stage plan. He does one plan at a time.
But he will fucking do it. Like, in Explosive Skies, when he said he's going to go and kill the fucking human of, you know, the hero of time, he fucking broke reality into their fucking house. He picked them up by the fucking neck, created a mystery dungeon so that he would not accidentally destroy, you know, like, reality. And then he started fucking punching the living shit out of them in a different reality.
And how did that go for him?
Well, he was actually winning. Until he got so angry that he destroyed the mystery dungeon and it just, like, flushed them out, basically.
Oof.
If anything, he got actually defeated by his own anger.
And yeah, there's my last message to him before I tap. And I let Cosmom read this as I'm going through,
You're
or
gonna be
even read
right
it to
back.
her if she doesn't understand it.
I'm gonna take my doggo for a quick potty break.
Oh, okay. After reading that, reading what you wrote and what he wrote, she's just going to look at you and say, in your head, she's going to say,
Yeah, but at least he's an honest dummy, and honestly, I'd rather have that than some sort of conniving individual. Hmm, I heard pleasant things about Celebi. All right. Well, you ready?
she's going to know.
All right. I just stand up and say, "All right, you want to take us to Capham Town?"
She's going to nod, but then she's going to try to get your attention.
Yeah.
And she's actually going to look in front of you and float a little bit.
Okay. I make sure I let her go so she can float.
Her eyes open finally.
Oh boy.
And as they open, you see a very familiar sight in front of you as the reality before you starts opening.
Well, this is different.
She can finally make a Magna Gate.
Oh boy.
And it is a godly one, so it is purple. Finally, she is able to do it.
I'm proud of you, kiddo.
She smiles. Her eyes closed, because it is very dangerous for her to open eyes.
All right, and do you want me to take you through then, or
Yeah, she's going to know.
I'll kind of grab her and go through the gate?
Alright. You appear in Kapim. And as you walk through, on the other side, she's just going to look at the gate and close it.
All right. I'm going to pull my Wonder Mail out one more time into the Aggron's wife. Oh boy. Okay. If we're not already in the center, I'll make our way there.
She actually teleported you in front of Meowsticks.
That's in the center of town, right?
It's like to the south a little bit.
We'll go north and be right in the center.
Yeah. It's like pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's kind of smart to build your bar in the center of a town.
Right?
But yeah. Because Bobby's just gotta look here around. Eventually, you hear the familiar sound of Aggron.
I will just kind of turn my head and smile.
He's going to sigh upon seeing you and just say, "You're very difficult to get hold of."
Sorry about that. You know my friend. I don't know. Did you meet Toucannon? I can't remember.
She's going to nod.
Yeah. He's he thought that we all needed therapy, and he wasn't wrong for most of us. And decided that instead of just going on therapy on his own at the time, he was going to bring everyone, and it just rolled into a mess.
She's going to nod and say, any kind of decision you make for another person, not a good one.
Mm-hmm.
At least without their consent, that is.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have that conversation later.
Yes.
He's still asleep.
I do have to say that the Pokemon, strange lizard Pokemon at the guild, he brews a very good tea.
I'm just trying to think. I don't remember which one that one is off the top of my head.
I have not met that one yet. I wouldn't know. Didn't ask his name either.
Eh, I've met a bunch of them. They're all good folk.
Yes. We wish to continue on our journey. Well, I guess restart it.
Yes, let us continue. Oh, I should give you a warning. Palkia might stop by to adjust something with me.
She's going to turn her and says, Lord Palkia?
Yes, he gave me a boon, and I asked him if he could adjust it because I kind of want to sleep.
Oh yes. It is normal to sleep. As an Aggron, you should be sleeping quite a lot.
Well, he gave me a boon that I could no longer sleep.
Sounds like a curse.
So I asked him if he could adjust that so that I could turn it on and off.
Has he agreed?
Yes, he said he needs to finish something. He needs to finish punching his brother in the face right now and beating him up, and then he'll show up and he'll fix it.
She just looks confused at like half of all of that information. But eventually she's just going to nod and say, good.
Palkia is very direct, and I kind of like that.
We have only seen him once.
Well, you're about to... If you stick with me for long enough, you'll see him again.
We'll not be able to stick with you for long. The moment we make it back to the temple, you'll have to go on your own journey.
Well, I could at least, meet the family and let them know that I'm still alright. Or, well, Aggron's alright.
Oh yes, that is what I meant. Make it to the temple, show you to family, or Aggron's family. And, well, after that it will be up to you.
Well, I do want to inspect some of the ruins, because I could only inspect so much in the dream of Aggron's.
She looks confused.
Oh, the Hypno put us into a dream state, and it put us in the Sun Temple inside of our dream, and I was able to talk with your husband.
Oh, how is he doing?
He is doing well. He misses you.
She's going to touch her chest and say, miss him too.
But he does see and feel everything I do.
Oh, good. Don't worry, I will not use this.
I appreciate that.
But I know who could use this. She's going to put down Gollet. He's going to walk up to you.
I will rotate. Rotate. I will let Cosmo float around my shoulder as I get bend down to Gollet and offer him a hug.
Gollet is going to hug your arm.
And I will hug him back. He misses you too.
Gollet is going to go back. Again, very sorry. Know that this is not your body.
It's okay.
Yes. You'd like to join me for a nice walk back home?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah? She's gonna wait for you to catch up to her? You know? Just start walking. 2 Aggrons walk you from Capim.
Yeah, and I will, go and join her.
Oh yeah, Aries, you kinda missed this.
No, I was listening.
Oh, so you know what Cosmo can do now?
Yep.
Scary. The purple magnet gate is proof that she is indeed a god.
Yep.
You know,
I actually like wearing my headphones out because keeps my ears warm in the bitter cold.
it is kind of cold out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's winter after all. Winter wrap up,
Oh, was it?
winter wrap
I hadn't
up.
noticed.
Winter wrap up, winter fuck up, winter fuck up. But yes, Garchomp,
Yes.
your character is not aware of anything that is happening.
Nope, and he doesn't really want to be right now. He just wants like some time to meditate and like chill.
Well,
And not be a responsible Pokemon.
well, your meditation is going to be interrupted.
Oh, good. Oh, dear Arceus.
It is going to be interrupted by wards being projected to you.
Oh boy. He like just kind of stands stock still for a moment, not sure what to do, but then after a moment in his head he's just going to like quietly utter Cosmo.
Sadly, it goes one way only.
After like a moment of silence, he would just eventually like shake his head and then just, huh. Well, that's new.
She sadly doesn't know how to read minds yet. Give her some time. She only now found out how to break reality. Baby steps.
Yeah, she'll get better at warping reality soon.
Yeah. It's like, that's like second grade.
Yeah.
Well, with that, he's just gonna kind of shrug and then continue towards the beach.
You would arrive at the beach and it is basically the way you left it. We no longer have this music. There we go. Ah, Garchomp.
Yes.
Sit down on the beach.
Yes, he breathes in deeply and lets out a long, slow sigh. And as he sits on the beach, he's going to pull Fracture up his chest to hold her and cuddle her tightly, gently petting her head as he waits for her to wake.
As you are doing that, you're just gonna hear her say, "I'm not a toy."
Squeak.
You're also supposed to be asleep.
Woke up like a minute ago.
He just like holds her a little bit tighter and just says, "Sorry, just needed some close time."
That's Toucannon.
Being a coward and turning to paper.
She's going to sigh.
He just nods.
Wanted to
Yeah.
apologize to him.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Wasn't thinking. Everything was red.
Yeah, I know that. It wasn't quite to that point till I was forcefully put to sleep, and then I got my red with anger.
She's gonna look at you and says, "Bye," and she looks at the ground.
He actually looks disappointed, because he was hoping just for some time to cuddle with her, but yes, he would set her down.
We to, surf up a little bit. Stretch. Big stretch. A lizard stretch.
Yes.
And she's going to make herself then she's gonna make herself comfortable on the sand and just look at you while laying down and just say, "I should not have hurt him."
He's just gonna shrug and say, "Honestly, I kind of want to hurt him."
I mean, me too, but not right.
He just sighs at that. And taking away our choice wasn't easy.
She's actually going to look at you and say, "See, I was not always working alone. There was a Pokemon that I used to be with. Not friends or anything. Not friends or anything like that, but, co-worker. Two freelancers sometimes working together. And he always said that two bads don't make a good."
Yeah, but it does make you feel damn good.
She nods but says, just because I'm feeling good doesn't mean that it's actually.
He'll just shrug at that and say, "Why does it need to be good?"
She's just going to put her two hands together. And she's looking at them and she's just going to say, kind of like, just to herself, because being good kind of feels good.
He kind of just shrugs at that and says, "I guess I wouldn't know."
She looks at you confused.
I've never been particularly good. Hell, the most good thing I've ever done. Take care of Cosmo.
She's going to sit on the sand. She's going to take a deep breath. And she's just going to say, "Are you an idiot?"
He'll just look over at her and raise an eyebrow.
"You are literally an idiot."
Well, you're not entirely wrong, but what does that have to do with this?
You literally joined the guild. You've literally been doing nothing but.
Be in it in the first place.
No. You're not talking right now, I'm talking.
He looks grumpy.
Anyway. You have literally joined the guild. You've literally been doing nothing but helping Pokemon. I don't even know half of the things that you guys have done, and I'm pretty sure that most of the things you have done pretty selflessly, because that's what guild teams do.
He kind of just shrugs and says, "I kind of did it for the money."
Did you? How much money do you have right now?
He looks into his little Pokash pouch and just says, "On me, about 10,000."
Alright. Is that a lot of Pokash for you? Because if you want a lot of Pokash, you can just go to the continent of sand. They are paying really well there.
Yeah, and be hunted by the Federation.
And? Are you scared of them?
He shakes his head. Not really, but I don't like the drama.
Say that, but look at everything that's happening.
Yeah, it's more drama than I. Honestly, at this point, the only reason why I feel like I'm still going and doing this is for Cosmo.
All right, didn't
As
quit.
much as it- He shakes his head and says, much as it pains me to say, I am attached. Until she is safe.
No, you don't get it. Bit of her.
He stops and thinks for a moment. But if I do that, the world ends.
She's just going to shrug and.
I want more time. That.
So, your microphone is not picking you up very well right now.
Sorry, but
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit.
yeah, I was sitting a little further away than I usually do. But I want more time with her and you than that.
Oh.
If I let the world end, it'll all be gone.
Okay. So, she's going to lean back a little bit. So, what are you actually getting out of saving the world? Are you getting land? Are you getting paid? Are you getting do you want Lucario to owe you?
He shakes his head and says, no, the only thing I want is for Cosmo to be okay.
She's going to point at you and say, and that is exactly something a good Pokemon would say.
I mean, maybe if I cared about more than 3 Pokemon.
No.
I'm not saving the world because I like the world. I'm saving the world to protect the few Pokemon I care about.
Alright. Do not care about that town of yours.
That actually gets him to look away. That's not fair.
Or what about your parents?
He just sighs.
Yeah, I don't even know as much about you as the other two. I'm pretty sure if they were here, they could probably say much more than me. You're not very subtle. Whether you like it or not, there's something good inside you. Much better than me.
The point is, I may have more Pokemon than 3, yes. But the point is, outside of my parents, Captain Town, you, Cosmoem, and even Aggron, I could give a shit less what happens to the rest of the world.
Alright. Have you ever spoken to Lucario and Eevee?
Briefly.
Alright. Did you know they didn't actually want to save the world?
How would you know that?
Do you have any idea how many times I had to go to Treasure City for a job?
And that tells you the intricate details of their story?
Lucario goes to the local bar quite often.
Huh.
And I would trust a
Always thought
I would trust a drunken Pokemon more than a not drunken one.
Huh. Honestly, I always thought he had too much of a stick up his ass to drink.
That's only when that little fluff boy is with him.
Yeah, Eevees are weird.
Say that again.
He just shakes his head. I
I'm sorry,
guess what I'm
couldn't help
getting
but
at.
snort a laugh there at Eevees are weird.
Totally not a shot at myself.
But actually, she's not really like this is not even a shot. Dude. She literally just again, look at the world. Look at how much power Eevees have, even though they're like the weakest Pokemon around.
Oh, that was my shot there. Ed Aries, my saying that I started at that laugh at
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, she's just going to look at you and say, according to him, they didn't actually want to save the world. He did it for her and for their friends. That's it.
He'll kind of just shrug again and say, well, be that as it may. The point I'm getting across is I don't really care what happens to anyone else.
Okay? I mean, you have a goal with you. Just tell her to make a different world.
I'm not sure if she has that kind of power.
God, no.
Well, yes, but as far as I know of, the only god that's ever had the power to create a world is Arceus.
Well, then maybe you should go to him and ask him a question about it then. She says, just like poking the sand with her sword.
You say that so casually, as if like I can just climb a mountain, go through a door, and talk with the god himself, Arceus.
I mean, have you even seen what you have gone through? I just listened to your stories, and apparently you have seen like what, like every god ever?
He'll shake his head and say, I mean, I've personally only seen Cosmo herself. I've seen Giratina and the Muse. Oh, and apparently that armband of Aggron's is a god.
Do you wanna know how many gods your average Pokemon sees?
None.
Exactly.
And I'm aware of that. But I'm just saying, Arceus is a special case. Like, if the gods are gods, then he would be the god of gods.
Okay. What does it mean? Doesn't mean anything, Garchomp.
It means I don't think it's possible to actually meet him.
Well, then how about we take that mentality of yours, we turn it around and make it possible. You could just go to him, I could just take him by the neck, I could just yell at him until he fixes shit.
I mean, do you have a plan?
No. Do I look like I have plans? This is not like preparation to get rid of some kind of thieves or something, you know? This is literally much bigger than I can even imagine. So at that point, why even have a plan?
He'll just kind of shrug. I don't know. Something wiser Pokemon would tell you that going in without a plan is how Pokemon end up dead.
She's going to point a sword at you, specifically at your face, and she's just gonna say, "See, why is a Pokemon sit on their asses and don't do anything?"
He's gonna lean forward and like take the tip of her sword and just bite his teeth down on it. Not hard enough to like try to bite through it, just to hold it there.
Hey, leave it. Someone is
He doesn't let go.
Hey, someone is rare. Leave it.
He's just like with the corners of his mouth gonna smirk at her.
Such a little shithead.
He nods, and as he nods, the blade goes up and down.
She's just going to let go of the sword and just shrug and just cross her arms and just say, seriously. You guys always say that Toucannon is such a little shit, but then you are acting like a little shit right now, and it's like, I'm just waiting for Aggron. Maybe Aggron right now is acting like a little shit when I'm not around.
He's gonna chuckle, drop the sword beside himself opposite her, and then he's just gonna smile at her and say, I mean, I'm only a little shit every now and then because it makes you all flustered.
She's just going to look at you, take the sword, put it on her back, just says, The first time we met, you were already a little shit.
He just nods. And I knew the first moment that you were screaming, fight me, as you were being dragged away, that you were the one.
It's because you... What do you mean you were the one?
He just smiles.
What does that mean?
It means what it means.
What does it mean?
It means you were the one.
The one to what? To fight me? Pretty sure we can
He
find
just-
some kind of place here where you can like fight. I think they had like a
He's
arena.
gonna- He's just gonna kind of shrug and say, I mean, I'm all fought out right now. Honestly, I just want close time.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Last time I complained, all of that crazy stuff was happening with Snivy being brought back.
He's just gonna nod.
Like, I don't want to complain again, alright? I really don't want to complain because apparently, you know, I don't know where the fucking Arceus is, but apparently he's fucking listening.
He's just gonna smile at that, and he's gonna hold out one wing in a like embracing gesture.
Just like looks at it confusedly.
He just looks at her and then looks at his wing.
She's going to sigh. She's just going to put her hands together. You know, Hypno was talking to me about it. You know?
He'll tilt his head to the side confusedly.
Not very good with like relationship stuff.
I mean, neither am I.
Yeah, but you are
Honestly.
like making moves. I think that's what he said. That you know, this is. She's just like gonna like rotate her hand and just like in like a circle in front of you and just say, "Hey, all of this, you know, that's supposed to be like moves, right?"
He's just gonna shrug and just say, honestly, I just want to spend time with you.
I mean, me too. I enjoy it. I don't know why, but I enjoy just how much of a little shit you are.
He's just gonna smile again.
Like, I don't think that there's only been one other Pokemon in my life ever that I've been feeling like this about. And she did
Oh.
agree to look down, and I got him killed.
He's going to nod understandingly.
No. You know the container of sand, right?
He'll nod again.
I lied to you.
He'll tilt his head again confusedly.
She's going to reach into her bag. She's going to pull out an extremely old-looking seal and show it to you.
Is it the seal of the guild before it became the Federation?
Yes.
Kind of just like takes it, flips it in the air a couple times, and then just hands it back to her and says, honestly, I don't really care.
It's just... I didn't start like a badass freelancer, you know? I started as a literal nobody Axu, way back in a guild.
He's gonna kind of just shrug at that and say, I mean, I didn't exactly start out as a somebody either. We all were little Pokemon before. I mean, heck, when I was a Gibble, I was literally just a tiny ball of anger.
It's green to note.
About the size of my head now.
So, still looking down, she's just gonna say, used to be in a team. I was in a team with a Piplup. No Piplups?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of them. They're usually just gangsters.
Yeah, he was the same. You kinda have to when you are on the continent of sand, you know? Well, he got kicked out of his gang because he did something. Never told me what. Never pried. But kind of worked together, you know. It was okay. It was kind of like you. Except, you know, he was actually a little just acted like one.
He just kind of laughs a little bit quietly, but listens.
Well, at one point, we decided that we are going to take a more dangerous mission. She's going to look down.
Oh.
It didn't.
What sort of mission?
We were supposed to stop some kind of really horrible Ponyta. You know how Ponytas are really competitive Pokemon?
He nods.
Well, this one started competing against other thieves. Started becoming like a really good thief. No, and we were like, we have a Piplup with us, and I'm sort of a dragon, right? How could a Ponyta defeat us?
I can think of a number of ways.
No, that fucker, he was smart. He knew exactly what he was doing. We underestimated him. And then that little... She just shakes her head. He made me escape.
Did you see him die?
He nods. Ever since I hated every fire type Pokemon.
He would kind of just look at her apologetically.
It was me. If I had just stayed, I could have defeated that little shit.
He's gonna shake his head and say, I mean, even I know, like, I got to where I am today knowing how to pick my battles. Sure, my inner Garchomp nature comes out every now and then, and I tend to be a bit more aggressive than I should sometimes, but I know when I'm hopelessly outmatched.
Yeah.
That's honestly a better survival tactic than you might even understand.
But we thought we can take him on. He didn't look that hot.
I think if you had stayed, you wouldn't be here. As strong as you are, as an Axew, you only have so much power.
Yeah. After that, you can stay in the guild because the guild has a rule.
2 Pokemon to a team.
No. If you are the last Pokemon standing, you get kicked out.
That makes him furrow his brows a little bit.
The entire thing about the guild was the fact that everyone was supposed to be together. Big focus was on friendship, family, brotherhood, everything.
The same guild that became the Federation.
I know, right?
He just shakes his head. Now it's kind of hard to imagine.
Oh, I was there, so I don't have to imagine it. Remember the Sandslash basically every day telling us that, you know, always have escape orb on us, always have healing items, never go into a fight without having every advantage that you can have. Then she's going to look down. If only I listened to that.
He looks thoughtful for a moment. So is that who's in charge of the guild
No,
that wants me?
no. The Sandslash is just an officer. The guild mistress is some kind of... I believe she was a human at some point.
I caught that much thus far. I just want to know like who they are, because let's just say he's gonna like rummage around in his backpack as he's talking, and eventually pull out like the ages-old Gobite bounty that still has like 25,000 Pokash on it, and say, let's just say for some reason she wants me very badly.
She's going to grin and say, I don't know, maybe you're just that sexy.
He would very visibly roll his eyes. I'm the last Pokemon that should ever be called sexy.
I mean, you know what they say about eyes and dragons?
That would definitely make him look really confused. No, I don't know what they say.
Oh, you know how we are weak to eyes. Right?
Uh-huh.
Well, you know how very commonly guild Pokemon end up in teams where there's like different typings?
He'll nod.
But they usually do like stay together for the rest of their lives if they don't die. Guilds are basically just small like places where everything is possible.
I'll kind of just shrug and say, I don't know. They always just seemed like unnecessary risk for depleted reward.
Yeah, I usually say
No.
that, right? But disregarding Lucario's guild, most guilds actually reward their teams pretty well.
He'll kind of shrug at that and say, I mean, I guess I have seen enough guilds to know, but I don't know. I just don't exactly like the idea of guilds in general.
I mean, neither do I. Not these days, but now you know why.
Like, heck, even the smallest guilds have the biggest issue, which was always for me that I didn't ever want to be responsible for Pokemon. Responsible for their lives or their deaths, and look at me now. Kind of just thrust into that entire role that I've dreaded all of my life.
And how do you feel?
Honestly, I don't know.
She's going to shake her head and says, "Don't give me that. You know how you feel. Just say it. If it's good or bad, doesn't matter. Just be honest about
He just
yourself."
shrugs. Says, I guess stressed. I'm always worried. Worried about Cosmo. I'm worried about Aggron, my family, anyone close to me, my best friend. Hell, my best friend now has a name. She's called Lupus now.
Oh yeah, they do names over there. I heard.
He just nods. Yeah, I still don't really fully understand it myself.
That makes 3 guilds where they give names.
He just nods again. I guess that's one thing I can be thankful for about this guild. But yeah, in the end, you...
She's actually going to look at you with a grin and say, "I bet you would call yourself something stupid, like Edge."
He's just gonna gently bap her on the head. Do you really think me so cringy?
Yeah, you're ridiculously cringy. Have you been listening to yourself right now?
Oh, hush. I'm just trying to be honest, okay?
Eh? You can be like that and still be honest. I mean, look at me. I'm not exactly awesome right now either. Pretty sure that if any Pokemon is walking past us, they're probably shaking their head and being like, "Wow, look at these."
He's just gonna kind of shrug and say, who do I give two shits what anyone else thinks about me?
I mean, I do.
Well, obviously Pokemon close to me are an exception, but I mean, like, who gives a shit what some random passerby thinks of me?
I do.
Why?
She shrugs. I don't know. Just don't want anyone to be saying anything bad about you. That's my job.
That actually gets like a small smile out of him. You know how hypocritical that sounds, right?
What do you mean?
You... I mean, exactly that. That's hypocritical.
She's going to tilt her head. How?
Others can't say anything about me, say negative things about me, but you can.
Yeah.
That's the literal definition of a hypocrite.
She shrugs. I guess I'm dead. I don't care.
He'll just kind of like look down at the sand for a moment and just say, I just want everything to be okay. I want everyone close to me to be okay. I want us to all not have to live this constant life of stress and anxiety and being on the go, working 24/7, doing nothing but save the world, save the world, save the world. If we don't do this, things are gonna go in peril. We're all gonna die. It's just
She's going to
never
poke your
ending.
face with her sword.
I'll just look back at her.
Going to put the sword down, sigh, look at you, and just say, Garchomp?
Uh-huh.
You are complaining more than your average Chansey. Not saying that you cannot complain, but like, you know that all of this is gonna be over eventually, right? Gonna be okay.
He's just gonna kind of shrug.
Like, that girl, what's her name, Cosmoem? She's going to become the moon. Or not. Who cares? She might or might not. Whatever happens, you know, it will go well. Gonna be okay. You at the guild, gonna be okay. Either you stay there and keep being big damn heroes, or you fulfill your destiny and just stop. There's no reason to be thinking about any kind of alternative. That just puts dark clouds in your head. You don't wanna do that. That's stupid. You're not that stupid. I mean,
just kind of
I
shrug.
mean, you are dummy,
and,
but you're not that stupid.
and what if I am?
No, you are not.
I mean, I feel.
What do you say, Harris?
I mean, I kind of feel pretty stupid.
It's okay, you can feel stupid, and I guess I'm gonna be feeling smart for you.
He'll kind of just shrug a little bit and say, I mean, the point I'm trying to get across is just, why can't this just not happen? Can't we all just go find a cute little patch in the middle of the woods and live our lives without all this nonsense?
And some kind of greater power has decided that you just cannot have a good time.
Yeah, well, that greater power can eat a dick.
No. No, they can't.
Pretty sure they can.
No, I'm pretty sure they can't.
Well, considering I know the greater power and I know she definitely has a mouth, I'm pretty sure she can.
She actually thinks about it, then just shrugs and says, "Okay, so maybe they can, but they're not gonna do it."
He just grins at her.
What? Have you ever heard of any greater power actually caring about us normal Pokemon enough to actually start a relationship?
I mean,
Ooh,
tell that to the
Toucannon and
idiot.
Cresselia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell that to the dumbass bird brain.
About him.
I mean, Pokemon around the world consider Cresselia to be a god, despite the fact that she's considered to be one of the weakest among them. And yet,
Garchomp,
she
I don't actually know
did.
I don't actually know about it, you know. Just know that he's being a little shit, that's all I know.
Well, he somehow, by some miracle, managed to actually woo her.
Cresselia.
He nods. They were actually dating for about a week before, well, the same higher power that I was talking about decided to take matters into her own paws and punish that Cresselia for helping us. And now she's dead forever. Granted, Cresselia in body can't die forever, but her spirit is gone. At least that spirit.
He thinks for a moment. You see, the fracture is actually thinking about something that looks very important. Then she gets up. I got
There's
it.
a watcher.
I figure it all out. I finally can. I know how to solve the world.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Arceus is the god of everything, right?
What are you getting at?
Well, all you have to do is just go there and like use your charms.
He will roll his eyes again and say, I don't have charms.
She tilts her head and says, "Do."
He'll just shake his head.
Aris, is that you? Well, she's just going to look at you and say, "Oh, if not you, then I guess Toucannon. He's pretty good at that, apparently."
Weirdly,
devil?
yeah. But I don't know if I would want him anywhere near another god.
Aggron?
Now him, he's a unique story. Maybe. But in all fairness, Mew herself said that he doesn't even respond to anyone's interactions, not even hers. So why would he respond to any of us?
She shrugs. I don't know. I sometimes get into a mood where I don't want to talk to anyone.
Well, apparently, according to her, this has been going on for tens of thousands of cycles.
Well, obviously, one has to go up there and, like, figure him out.
I mean, if a literal god couldn't, what chance do we have?
See, that's the kind of mentality that makes all of this worse.
He's just gonna...
Like, 2 weeks ago, I had a really bad stomachache, right? It was hurting really bad, and I didn't want to leave my bed.
Okay.
Well, what helped me out was this one Oddish, right? But like, I gave him Pokesh, he went to the healer, and the healer gave me this poultice that I put on my belly and I felt better in like an hour.
He just looks confusedly.
Well, what if
that-
Arceus's belly has been hurting for like thousands and thousands of cycles? What if he needs an Oddish? Like go grab like a healer's or something and help him out.
Don't you think that Mew would have already tried something like that?
Oh no. She's going about it the wrong way.
That would be her
He just
MO.
kind of. He's just gonna kind of shrug at that.
Not like this matters, but something to think about maybe?
I guess.
Sorry, Hypno put some really weird thoughts in. He also told me that I need to talk. Here I am.
He's gonna kind of glower a little bit and say, "Yeah, Hypno." Honestly, I'm not sure if you should really listen to anything he says.
Oh,
He's a psychic Pokemon, and he forced his will on us.
I mean, that's kind of what they all do.
That doesn't make it right.
I mean, you're alright. Doesn't make it right.
He just kind of sighs a bit and says, "There's few things of mine that I care about more than my own personal just my ability to pave my own future, to make my own choices, to decide what I want to do. And when my choice is taken away," he just shakes his head. "It doesn't put me in a good place."
Good. So we are gonna be going with the Arceus idea, right? Because I'm pretty sure everything in the world would want us to not do that. So we are gonna defy all of it. Huh?
He kind of just looks at her for like
Same with
5 seconds.
Same with your daughter. You know, everyone wants you to like do that weird moon thing. Let's defy it. What about the guild? You know, telling you that you need to rest. Let's defy it as well. Let's break every rule.
But what if I don't want you to die? And what if I actually do want to just rest?
Well, then I guess you're following the rules after all.
He'll kind of just look like away for a moment, just like not following the rules, just happens to be what I want to do as well for those particular instances.
She's just going to get up. You just get the sand out of her tail. She's just going to walk up to you and just like sit down and just lean her back into you.
He kind of stiffens up again, like surprised, but then just kind of relaxes quickly, reaches one of his wings around her, just gently lays there.
She's just gonna be looking at the sky and just saying, "Oh, Garchomp, I've never met my mom."
I guess that's one thing I can be thankful for.
She's going to like move her arm, point at the sky and say, "You know, I was never told how us fractures or axes, whatever, how we are supposed to do things. I was never told how to find a mate. I was never told how to find friends. I don't even know what is good and what is bad. Everything in my life I have to just figure out for myself.
Look at how strong it made you, he says, looking down at her with genuine appreciation.
We're getting some serious Aries ASMR right now. She's just going to do it to science. I'm not strong.
What are you talking about? You're crazy strong, he says, like, pulling her just a little bit closer.
Ah yes, a Garchomp with an emerald brace is telling me that I am strong. It's hilarious.
Hey, this is just a bit of luck from along my travels.
No, what I mean is like...
If you had one, you'd be crazy strong too.
See, Garchomp, what I mean is... You don't actually know how to... I never had a mom to tell me how to feel, so I do not know how to feel.
He thinks for a long moment. And then his eyes like soften as he looks down at her and says, Do you want to meet my mother?
She's going to look up at you and just say, "Oh, she's not gonna kill me."
He vigorously shakes his head. Let's just say, if I'm an abnormality among Garchomps, you know, being willing to put aside racial differences, she's in a whole nother league. She was pretty much the only Garchomp to actively go out of her way to try to break all these stereotypes and wars among, well, not just Garchomps and Fractures and Axus and yada yada, but also between us ourselves. I don't know about the Fracture and Haxorus line, but I don't know if you know, but Garchomps tend to have a bit of a stigma with relationships. And
She's just going to nod and say, "I know."
he just nods. So suffice it to say, my mother's actually kind of amazing. She's pretty much one of the first Garchomps to ever break the stigma.
Yeah, and apparently she started something with Milotic.
He just nods.
She says while playing with one of your Milotic parts.
He actually smiles at that. Well, then it's settled. I'm going to introduce you to my mother.
Just going to nod and just say, like that.
I think she'd like you.
Just looking, you know, on the horizon.
Yeah. After all that talking, Garchomp just decides he wants to just spend some time quietly with her. He's going to just keep his wing tightly wrapped around her and just relax into the sand, staring up at the sky.
In the meantime... Alright, Aggron!
Yeah.
You get attacked by 15 Dodgerios.
Well, shit. Good thing I'm resistant to flying in normal.
Yep, roll me for initiative. Start to 550 Dodgerios. They're all called mono.
Oh, God. Actually, you know what's funny? I'm double resistant to flying in normal. I take 1/4 the damage from them.
Anyway, I'm joking, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
And then it's funny, just like a few turns into that battle, Palkia just shows up. My friend, I see you are in trouble. Let me just nukes them all. There you go.
Actually, Palkia, they're just Dodge Rios. We had the other spatial rent.
Like, oh, they were more just a minor annoyance.
Well, now they don't exist anymore.
Thanks, friend. That's great.
All right, Aggron.
Yeah.
How far would you go with your not wife?
That's all the way to the temple and then to the family because I promised to go and meet with them.
All right. Away from Kapim on the crossroads, she would inform you that the journey is going to take quite some time.
About how long?
With you and with the little one, she would like specifically I the little Gollet over here. It is going to take about more than a day.
I mean, he could always ride on my shoulders and I could pick up the pace.
She would just give you that look.
What?
She would just sigh and give you a head pat.
I was just posing a solution, but I don't mind a leisurely walk.
All right. But yeah, she would be taking you to paths that you know and paths. Weirdly enough, she would actually be taking you through the paths that you kinda recognize during your journey through a certain mountain that your team is named after.
Do we go close to the shaman village at all?
No, the Shaman Village
No.
is actually north of the mountain, and you are kind of approaching from the south.
No problem.
But yeah, it would quickly become night. Actually, I need a question, Garchomp.
Yeah? Oh,
Uh,
Garchomp.
Garchomp.
Yes.
Question: how long would you like spend on the beach before you would start getting panic attack?
Honestly, he trusts Aggron implicitly. He'd be able to stay there pretty much all the way through until like late night.
Okay. Oh then, Aggron.
Yeah.